Everyone, we're now on our next video in the introduction to statistics, and we're now on our batch of videos about linear correlation and regression. And here we're now on our second video on how to do or find the regression equation using Excel. So we're going to find it manually using the formula, and then we're going to find it using the shortcut in Excel. So let's start. So this is our example two. Let me called example 2. And the following figures raised by the or released by the Federal Trade Commission show the amount of tar and nicotine in milligrams, that is, found in 10 brands of cigarettes. So the 10 brands were not named, okay? And then the tar content is presented here. So tar content of X as our X variable, and the nicotine is our Y variable. So um, this is not 2009. So anyways, for cigarette brand one, depends on the tar content, the nicotine content depends on the tar content, and then cigarette two has a tar content of 17, nicotine content of 1.1, and so on. We would want to find the regression line of this. So again, we need to find the x squared column to finish the x squared column, the x times y column, get the summations, get the means of x and y, how many they are. So they're obviously 10, so we don't need to trouble that. And then we'll need to get the value of b, and we also need to get the value of y. We will be looking back to the equations found here, if ever we're going to need the values of b and a. Okay, so let's get back into it. So how do we get it again? We need first the x squared. So we need to get x, and then we need to square it, raised to 2, and drag all the way down. Okay, so that's all your x squareds. X times y equals x, shift 8, that's your asterisk. That's the multiplication in Excel, times y. So equals, and drag it down. Okay, so that's all your x, y's. You want to get the sum, so of each of them. So the sum function will do that. Okay, and then close parenthesis, hit enter, and then we would want to drag all the way to the x times y, so that we will get the all the sums of all of x, sum of y, sum of x squared, sum of x times y. And then we need to get also the means, that's the average function, the means of the x's, that's your x bar, and then drag it to the means of the y, that's your y bar. Okay, so your x bar is 20.3, your y bar is 1.28. So we need to get the b then. The formula for the b is shown here. You may want to take a screenshot so that you'll have a copy. And also for the formula of a, you'll need a screenshot for that. So let's have that for the b. It's equal to open parenthesis n times your summation of x times y, that's 279.2. Close parenthesis, or not yet, rather, minus 203, your summation of x, times your summation of y. Close parenthesis, divided by that by open parenthesis, your denominator, that's 10, um, times, that is your summation of x squared, okay, minus your summation of x uh, squared. Okay, you quantity, some quantity, summation of x quantity squared. So then you close the parenthesis, and then you'll get the value of b, that is 0.06, and the value of your a is equal to your y bar, that's 1.28, minus your b times your x bar, and then that will give you the value of a, which is 0.15. Okay, that's going to be your value, the value of your a, which is 0.15. Okay, and then what is your y equation then? That's going to be y equals, okay, what will that be? Um, that is what's about your y hat, rather. Y hat is equal to a plus bx. So a plus bx. So your y hat, just imagine this as your y hat. What's your a? 0.15 plus your b, which is 0.06 x, and that's your regression equation then. We want to highlight that if you want to. So that's our regression equation. So how do we get this regression equation using the scatter plot? So we need to highlight this first. Okay, so this is the second method anyways. So the second method is getting the regression equation using the scatter plot. So we need to highlight all of this again, go to insert tab, click on the XY, what this is scatter, click on the first example or the scatter plot itself. You would want this one. Okay, you may change the title if you want to. You may, and then we will right click on the one of the dots here. We need to add a trend line, and then make sure it's linear and display equation on chart. And what we'll have is 0.0556x. That's your 0.06x. Okay, plus 0.151. So remember that they are what do you call that? They are rounded off. So this one is rounded off. So this is not rounded off. So if we're going to um put something like a value, or we're going to predict or plug in the value of x, so some changes will occur if we're going to round off or not. So some important implications here that we would want to highlight is that there's a direct relationship between tar and nicotine content of a cigarette brand. So you can see that the trend line is going sloping positive slope, showing a positive slope. And for every 1 milligram increase in tar content, there is a corresponding 0.06 milligrams increase in nicotine content. Okay, so this is how we do the regression line in Excel. Again, we have two ways to do that. It's either we're going to have that manually, or we can uh, get ourselves from some help from the scatter plot and then add a trend line, and then you'll have the equation of the trend line then. Okay, so that's it for this video. Hopefully this helps as one more example for our calculating the regression line. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you would like and subscribe. Okay, thank you.